Guys, the pattern is so predictable that it's actually boring at this point. Marvel's Wolverine shows new gameplay. Players look at the animation, the face model, the boss design, the overall feel, and start pointing out problems. And guess what? Within days, the official response from Insomniac and a wave of articles from games media all landed the exact same place. It's not the game, it's the gamers. It's the algorithm. It's a relentless onslaught of negativity that isn't representative and is bad for mental health. Insomniac's community and marketing director James Stevenson went on X and said the wild way the algorithm amplifies and forces negativity has him reconsidering whether devs should even post there. He called it a relentless onslaught that he cannot believe is good for anyone's mental health or representative of reality. Are we going to talk about how absolutely soft the industry is? Like, seriously, I know Legendary Drop says it right here. He says it's astounding how soft this industry is. Memes likely to send people into therapy, but this is a direct coercion. This is a strategy by them to supersede your criticisms, to make it seem more like it's harassment so they don't have to hear exactly what you're saying. But of course, like clockwork, like we all called it, the outlets followed. GameSpot, The Gamer, and all these other gaming media journalists went on and framed Wolverine as the latest victim of the internet's endless gaming negativity. The real villain isn't stiff animations or a generic Sentinel fight that looks pulled from 2008. It's social media algorithms and players who are just too negative. This is something that they don't want to acknowledge. The issue with it is that for these things, for these posts to work in that super negative social media algorithm that focuses on engagement, is people have to engage with it. And most of the comments and all the engagement on it is positive and agreeing with what the gamers are saying. Maybe it just so turns out that for this to even work in the algorithm the way that it is, people have to actually think and feel this way. And it just so turns out that the majority of people do, and they don't want to acknowledge that. But that's the opening move. Blame the audience and the platform before seriously engaging with what the audience is actually saying about the product. Legendary Dropshare says it's astounding how soft this industry is. Memes likely to send people into therapy, right? Like, oh my goodness. This again, but like clockwork, of course, after they did this, the paid journalists have started defending Sony's new baby, Sony's new AAA game, portraying it as the victim here. Of course, they're also attacking gamers who are simply fairly criticizing the parts of the game they don't like. They got community noted, and yes, they did, by the way, because what they were citing in their article just so turned out to be false. I mean, look down here. It says it right here. The article cites the University of Toronto study as finding that X's recommendations algorithm favor high engagement, inflammatory, and polarizing posts, but the study that they're citing that says that makes no such claim. They make no such claim. So they cited this random study and completely fabricated what was involved in the study. But Hero Hyde literally called it. He said AAA studios with toxic positivity culture puts out overpriced corpo slop, gets criticism online, plays victims. Next, gaming journalists will write about how evil gamers are hurting innocent devs because they just want people to unquestionably consume product. And he says, called it. Jokes aside, we all knew this was going to happen. Gaming journalists always defend the corpos. They are so predictable. And that's right. They absolutely are. I mean, look at this. It's coming from GamerSpot as well. Inspirational. Anita Sarkeesian becomes playable Towerfall character. Like, are you kidding me? I wouldn't call Anita Sarkeesian inspirational by any means. Silent Hill F's reception proves why its feminist messages are so important. Just to show you that this GameSpot media and all these other, gaming journalists absolutely have an agenda at play here. If you really can't take feedback or criticism, maybe you shouldn't be in the gaming industry. Just my opinion, and that's absolutely right. You shouldn't be in the providing a service industry at all altogether. You shouldn't be servicing consumers ever. Absolutely not. If you cannot handle criticism, if you want to call it inflammatory and harassment, nobody's even doing that. They're talking about what they don't like about the game. When are we done with this? If you thought that movie games were going away, oh boy, how wrong you are. I have never understood this stupid argument. You grifters just hate on things to get likes, views, and money. If criticizing something gets traction, that means people have the same complaint. So instead of attacking people, criticizing the corporation to get a better product. Yes, you should absolutely criticize to get a better product. It is only fair. I mean, this keeps happening with big releases. Players raise concrete issues in real time. They raise the concerns, and the response from the company and a portion of media is that the reaction itself is the scandal. Protect the developers, blame the platform, suggest the audience is uniquely broken this generation, and then move on. It creates a weird incentive. If any sustained criticism can be framed as an unrepresentative onslaught, there's less pressure to actually interrogate what players are saying and if it has any merit. So let's go ahead and show what some of the gamers are upset about, what they're saying. The gameplay trailers that are actually causing this division. This one being the first one. Wolverine's game is not just woke, it is a Karen-first ideology game too. Good night. Okay, this is one of the clips that has really been making the rounds. You've got Wolverine here, invincible Wolverine surrounded by men, and then obviously getting saved by a very butch-looking Mystique. If I'm being generous here, compared to the old Wolverine game, yeah, this is a very unfeminine looking Mystique. The agenda against attractive female characters continues, but what can you expect from a game that was involved by SBI, by Sweet Baby Inc? Of course this is going to happen. Of course the female has to save the day from the big strong men. You know what I mean? Here is another where people actually had, edited Subway Surfers into Wolverine gameplay to show how generic it actually is. They put coins up to show people what's actually going on. I mean, oh God, dude, that's pretty bad. I'm not going to lie. That is pretty bad. Yeah. I mean, follow the big red poopy trail, for crying out loud. Are you kidding me? Then just straight 1 minute run to a hangar. This is crazy. There's nothing else even going on. Just hold the W key and try to pretend that you're having fun. Like movie games, if you thought movie games were dead, they're absolutely not. I mean, Sony's own CEO literally said this. Sony still hasn't decided when the PS6 will launch. It's in an interview with the Wall Street Journal, Sony CEO Hiroki Totoki explained that the company is still working on its long-term strategy as it prepares for the next generation of PlayStation. And wait for it, because this is where the big news actually drops. Totoki said Sony is becoming less dependent on hardware and is putting more focus on its entertainment businesses like Crunchyroll, including games, movies, music, and anime. He then went on to say Sony wants to make better use of its major franchises across different parts of the company, such as turning successful games into movies and TV shows. So rather than trying to make more successful games, more, cult followings that follow massive games like Halo, Destiny 2. I mean, even Insomniac had Resistance way back in the day, like PlayStation 3. You guys remember Resistance? That was a goated game. Insomniac used to make Peak. I mean, this is where we're coming from, but they would rather do away with that. They would like to continue to beat this dead horse till it stops spitting out money. But continuously, they will go for this strategy. A video game company that would rather make movies and TV shows and use the large fan bases that they have from their games that have so much love to fund more movies and TV shows, to write more movies and TV shows, just to continue to beat that dead horse. When are we going to go back to a gamer first mindset, to a consumer first mindset? With PlayStation 6, now moving away from physical copies, that's not coming anytime soon from PlayStation or Sony. They actively prove themselves to be against the consumer with almost every single little thing that they do. And I get that Sony has, movies, music, and anime. They're really big in anime with Crunchyroll, obviously. But are they really going to forget what got them this big? The fan bases, the players, the gamers, the ones that really cared enough to delve into a world of a video game and then continue to make it a major part of their lives for many, many years. It's just like they're going to use these people to continuously make more money and not worry about a return on investment, not worry about like the players' return on their investment, the gamers' return on their happiness for investing their time into these products. Instead, they would rather step on the source material, butcher it for ideologies, all to keep the industry giants happy. So what do you guys think about that, boys? Do you guys think we're holding Sony and PlayStation and Insomniac games too high accountable? Do you think that we're holding them to too high of a standard for them to meet? Or do you think that they're just absolutely betraying consumers with everything that they do? You guys let me know down below. Paper or plastic? Paper being good, plastic being bad. I'm gonna go with plastic, boys. I think it's plastic through and through. Excuse me, but I think Legendary Drop said it perfectly here. It's astounding how soft this industry is. Memes likely to send people into therapy. The industry has absolutely grown softer than anything that has ever been before. I mean, game developers used to have ego. Now, they used to get in arguments about the direction of the game. They put in long hours and they cared. Now it's about how they can game the system to get more money out of players. It's about anti-consumer practices, making sure that paid games with microtransactions, that even whenever the microtransactions outpace the main pay of the game after people bought the game, that making sure that the game doesn't get cheaper even though they've added microtransactions. They continue to become more anti-consumer. And when is the consumer actually going to matter? Well, it's going to be when we put our foot down, when we stop buying, when we speak with our wallets. And that's just how it has to be, because the corpo minds will never see it any other way. It's a shame that the industry has actually grown to this, where it has been so infested by corporate people and ideology people, these activists, that the real genuine fan seems to no longer matter. The real genuine gamer seems to no longer matter. When everyone is vying for whichever different way to pull a corporation to serve their own needs, yeah, it's the gamer that gets left in the dust. It's the gamer that suffers for it. So make sure to like the video if you want YouTube to count your views of you, boys, and subscribe. Consider even hyping the video and sharing it. It really does help. GG's, boys. Peace.